So this is my counterclaim still. So it goes on. Therefore, I choose, which means only lawful jurisdiction is an Article 3 court, a common law court pursuant to the rules of the common law. Private rights are unalienable rights protected by the 1st, 4th, 5th, 6th, 7th, 8th, 9th, and 10th Amendments to the Bill of Rights in the Constitution of the United States of America and the law of nature as declared in the Declaration of Independence. Corpus Juris Secundum, CJS, Volume 7, Section 4, Attorney and Client. The attorney's first duty is to the courts and the public, not to the client. And whatever the duties to his client conflict with those he owes as an officer of the court in the administration of justice, the former must yield to the latter. Clients are also called wards of the court in regards to their relationship with their attorneys. Therefore, I choose an attorney in fact, acting as a next friend and counsel in law. Jurisdiction, once challenged, is to be proven not by the court, but by the party attempting to assert jurisdiction. The burden of proof of jurisdiction lies with the asserter. The court is only to rule on sufficiency of the proof tendered. Now, I challenged jurisdiction a few times, and they never once proved anything to me. They just said that they have jurisdiction. The law requires the proof of jurisdiction to appear on the record of the administrative agency and all administrative proceedings. If any tribunal finds absence of proof of jurisdiction over persons and subject matter, the case must be dismissed. I've filed motions to dismiss over and over. Under the federal rules of civil procedure, the prosecution has failed to provide an adequate proof that the parties involved in the situation are actually corporate entities. There is ample proof that the prosecution and other agents are actual corporations. The United States is a federal corporation, not a government, including the judicial procedural section. And the state of Arizona is merely a subsidiary. And Department of Human Services is also a for-profit corporation and not government. In numerous cases, SOTUS has said in summary that since governments have chosen to incorporate themselves, they must abide by the same rules as any other corporation. The governments are now de facto as corporations, and they pass no laws. Only corporate bylaws called rules, codes, statutes, executive orders, ordinances, and policies that are all rules, codes, statutes, executive orders, ordinances, and policies are colorable, and governed only by and through the consent of the governed, and through the fraudulent creation of an unlawful conversion of mankind into a legal person, citizen, and resident, operating by fraud under the false doctrines of parens patriae and in loco parentis, or by the consent of the governed. This petitioner does not consent. Inasmuch as every government is an artificial person, an abstraction, and a creature of the mind only, with other artificial persons, the imaginary have neither actual nor substance, is foreclosed from creating and attaining parity with the tangible. The legal manifestation of this is that no government, as well as any law agency, aspect, court, etc., can concern itself with anything other than corporate, artificial persons and contracts between them. No sanction can be imposed absent proof of jurisdiction. Once challenged jurisdiction cannot be assumed. It must be proven to exist. Jurisdiction once challenged cannot be assumed and must be timely proven and empathetically decided. A court has no jurisdiction to determine its own jurisdiction. For a basic issue in any case before a tribunal is its power to act, and a court must have the authority to decide that question in the first instance. Due process cannot be determined by Congress or the legislator, color of law. It is manifest. It was not left to the legislative party to Anyway, so it goes on and on. There's a lot of good stuff in here. It's all in my counterclaim. I mean, I did some copy and paste and stuff like that. I was throwing it together. I was, it's the months just keep dragging by. Grayson's injuries every time I seen him. But here's where I got my the $27 million for the lawsuit is right here. It's in U.S. code. For every crime, there is a price. And so I went through and I added up all the people that are involved and all the crimes they've committed. And I mathematically, my figure came to $27 million. And, I would take my son over this money any day of the week. It's not about the money. It's about getting my son home. But these people only think in terms of money. So I filed the lawsuit. This is a counterclaim, but I actually filed the same lawsuit, and they give it a court number, a case number. And the first judge recused himself, and the second judge threw it out. So that's my counterclaim.